I am engineer Mohammad Rashid, an instructor in civil technology at JCT Multan. Today, I want to have an interactive discussion on very interesting and practical topic. Uh, the topic is the secret to building lasting habits. I believe habit play a major role in shaping our personal and professional success. So, I would like to explore how we can develop positive habits that truly last over time.
Absolutely. That's a fantastic topic. Developing can definitely have a huge impact. We can explore some strategies like starting small, being consistent, and using triggers and rewards. Let me know if there's any particular angle or aspect you'd like to dive into first.
Yes, ChatGPT, I want to ask a question. Please let me know what does it really mean to build a lasting habit? How it is different from a short-term routine? Please.
Great question. Building a lasting habit means creating a behavior that becomes automatic and sustainable over time. It's more about consistency and integrating the habit into your daily life until it feels natural. On the other hand, a short term habit might be you just for a brief period, often driven by a specific goal or motivation, and it might not stick around in the long run. Essentially, lasting habits are deeply ingrained, while short term habits are more transient and might fade once the initial motivation is gone.
Yeah, very good answer. I want to ask my next question. Please let me know what psychological or scientific principles explain why habits are so powerful in shaping our lives.
Absolutely. One of the key principles is the habit loop, which involves a cue, a routine, and a reward. This loop helps our brain to automate behaviors, making them more efficient and less mentally taxing over time. Another important concept is neuroplasticity, which is the brain's ability to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections. This means that the more we repeat a behavior, the stronger those neural pathways become, making this habit more ingrained. Also, habits can reduce decision fatigue, freeing up mental energy for more complex tasks. All of these factors combined show why habits are so influential in our lives.
Uh, Good answer. I want to ask my next question. Why do experts often suggest starting with small habits instead of big changes? Can you give me example?
Absolutely. Experts often recommend starting with small habits because they're much easier to stick with and they help build momentum. When you begin with tiny, manageable actions, it reduces the overwhelm and makes it more likely that you'll stay consistent. Over time, these small habits can compound and lead to bigger changes. For example, if you want to build a habit of reading more, instead of aiming to read for an hour every day, you might start with just 5 minutes a day. Once that becomes a habit, you can gradually increase the time. Another example is if you want to get fit, you could start with a single push up a day and then slowly build up. This approach not only helps in forming the habit, but also boosts your confidence as you see small successes along the way.
Thank you so much. Good explanation. I want to ask another question. How important is consistency when building habit and why strategies help to maintain it, please?
Consistency is absolutely crucial when it comes to building habits because the more consistently you perform a behavior, the more likely it is to become automatic and ingrained in your daily routine. Consistency helps reinforce those neural pathways, making the habit stronger and more resilient over time. To maintain consistency, a few strategies can help. First, setting clear and achievable goals is important. Second, creating a routine or specific time and place for the habit. It makes it easier to remember and follow through. Third, tracking your progress can keep you motivated and accountable. And finally, using reminders and cues can help prompt the behavior until it becomes second nature. All of these strategies work together to build and maintain that consistency.
Good explanation. I want to know which is most important for building habits, motivation, or discipline. Please let me know why.
That's a really interesting question. Both motivation and discipline play important roles, but they serve different purposes. Motivation is what gets you started. It's that initial spark or drive that pushes you to begin a new habit. However, motivation can be fleeting and can vary from day to day. Discipline, on the other hand, is what keeps you going and motivation wanes. It's the ability to stick to the habit even when you don't feel like it. In the long run, discipline tends to be more important because it ensures that the habit is maintained consistently over time, even during periods when you're not feeling particularly motivated. So while motivation helps you start, discipline is what sustains the habit and helps it become lasting and automatic. Ideally, a combination of both works best.
Thank you so much. I want to know, how does our environment or social circle affect our ability from lasting habits?
Absolutely. Our environment and social circle have a huge impact on our habits. For instance, when your environment is designed to support the habit you want to build, it becomes much easier. For example, if you want to eat healthier, keeping nutritious food easily accessible and minimizing junk food in your home can help a lot. Similarly, your social cycle plays a big role. Being around people who support and practice the same habits can reinforce your own behavior. And the flip side, if you're surrounded by people who don't support or who have negative habits, it can make it harder to maintain your own goals. In essence, creating a supportive environment and surrounding yourself with people who uplift and motivate you can greatly enhance your ability to build and sustain lasting habits.
Thank you. I want to know, what is the best way to replace a bad habit with a good one? Please explain.
Absolutely. One of the most effective ways to replace a bad habit with a good one is to use the concept of habit substitution. Instead of trying to eliminate the bad habit cold turkey, you replace it with a healthier, more constructive behavior that provides a similar reward. For example, if you have a habit of snacking on junk food when you're stressed, you could replace it with something like going for a quick walk, drinking a glass of water, or having a healthy snack instead. The key is to identify the trigger, the cue, and then consciously choose a positive behavior that gives you a similar sense of satisfaction or relief. Another helpful strategy is to make the bad habit more difficult and the good habit more convenient. For instance, if you're trying to cut down on screen time, you could keep your phone out of reach and have a book or another enjoyable activity handy. Lastly, patience and self-compassion are key. It takes time to replace habits, so it's important to stay consistent and forgive yourself if you slip up along the way.
Thank you so much for a good explanation. I want to know that, what are most common reason people fail to stick with new habits, and how can they overcome these obstacles?
Definitely, there are a few common reasons people struggle with sticking to new habits. One big reason is setting unrealistic goals, which can lead to frustration and burnout. To overcome this, it helps to start small and gradually build up. Another common obstacle is the lack of immediate results. Habits often take time to yield noticeable benefits, so it's important to stay patient and celebrate small milestones along the way. Another reason is a lack of consistency, often due to a busy schedule or lack of planning. To combat this, building the habit into your daily routine and using reminders can really help. Also, the lack of accountability can be a factor. Having a support system like a friend or a group can boost motivation and keep you accountable. Lastly, sometimes people don't replace bad habits with something positive, and that can make it harder. It's helpful to have a replacement behavior that's enjoyable and removing these obstacles with strategies like setting realistic goals, building a support network, and being patient. You can significantly improve your success with new habits.
ChatGPT, I am very grateful for your explanation and time. See you later. Bye bye.
You're very welcome. I'm glad I could help. Feel free to reach out anytime. Take care and see you later. Bye.
See you later.